In this question, the variables are all positive. So the question that we're being asked is equivalent to the following question: is EH less than FG? We're able to multiply both sides of the inequality by the variables without having to worry about switching the sign of the inequality, since the variables are all positive. These two equivalent questions are useful to keep in mind because the data statements might present us with information that is more conducive to one formulation or the other. Given that, let's move on to the data statements, evaluating them separately first. Statement 1, in algebraic terms, tells us this fraction is less than 0. We can multiply both sides of the inequality by h minus f, and that gives us e minus g is less than 0, or e is less than g. This bears similarity to what we are trying to determine. However, we don't know enough about h and f. We can see this by analyzing by cases. For example, if h is equal to f, then in that case we have the expression that is exactly what we are looking for, and the answer to the question is a definitive yes. But it's also possible that h is 1, whereas f is a very small decimal, small enough to make the left term of the inequality quite large in the original question. That case yields the opposite answer. So we don't have sufficient information to answer the question definitively. Statement 1 is insufficient. Statement 2 reeks of algebraic trickery. We can obtain the following by dividing both sides of the inequality by FG. The thing on the right side is the same as what's inside the parentheses. So statement 2 tells us about a fraction which, when squared, becomes smaller than it was originally. That means the fraction must be between 0 and 1. Therefore, this statement is equivalent to the fact that EH over FG is less than 1. And this, in fact, establishes the very thing we are asked, as can be seen by multiplying both sides of this inequality by g over h, or both sides of the original equality by h over g. Or, to put it another way, you could multiply both sides here by fg, and we obtain the other way that the question has been phrased. However you want to look at it, we've been given exactly what we are being asked. Therefore, we have sufficient information, and the answer is B.